10th standard history, 4th lesson, the world after World War II. So after the World War II or Second World War, after the Second World War, what happened in the worldwide, we are going to see in this lesson. So the effects of the World War I led to the communist revolution in Russia. Same way, after the second World War led to the communist revolution in China. The emergence of the US and USSR as superpowers resulted in the divisions of the world into two, that is like opposition blocks, that is USSR bloc and USA bloc. Then the non-alignment movement played a limited role in containing the conflict between the two superpower blocks, that is USSR blocks and US blocks. Then European countries started the European movement in the form of Council of Europe. Now come to the Chinese Revolution. China in the pre-war period. The Manchus, the ruling dynasty, governed China since about 1650. The entire administration was in the hands of scholar officials. Those scholar officials were called as mandarins. That scholar officials are the like landlords, landowners. So during these people's period, that is Mandarins period, the people, the peasants, like farmers suffered a lot. So the peasant population was poverty stricken, then suffered from higher rents, high taxes, and shortage of land. So this is the way the peasants or the farmers suffered a lot, like poverty, high rents, high taxes, and shortage of land. This is the way the peasants or the farmers suffered in the period of mandarins. There was very little industry, though some railways and engineering works had been built. Manchu's ruling dynasty was not accepted by the Chinese. Due to that, that is in the China, there was a political and economic systems resulted in a number of peasant uprisings. So the peasants started to protest against the Manchu's king. The Taiping Rebellion, it means a Taiping. Taiping, Taiping Rebellion occurred in 1852. 64 was a major rebellion. So in the two opium wars of 1832 and 1848, that is opium was the drugs, it was grew by the British people in China. So due to that, the Chinese protested against the British people. But though China was defeated by the British people, so in the end of the Opium War, the Chinese people had to open their ports to the Western powers or the British people. So opening of China to Western imperialism led to the economic exploitation. So they opened, the Chinese people opened the ports to the British people. So they used their Chinese ports. Though the economic exploitation occurred in China by the British people. So due to that economic exploitation of the British people, the impoverishment, that is poor condition, started in the Chinese people. In 1898, the young emperor Guangxu, in 1898, the young emperor Guangxu, Guangxu was the young emperor in 1898, initiated the series of reforms known as 100 Days Reforms. So they supported the young emperor supported to the common people. He started the 100 days reforms. But these reforms were opposed opposed by the opposition from the powerful conservatives, by the Dowager emperors Xiu Shi, Tzu Shi, Hsi Shi. So Dowager empress, name of the emperor queen, Zhu Shi. So she opposed to the young emperor Guangxu what he conducted 100 days of reforms. This was opposed by Dowager emperors. Finally, this also suppressed by the empress Zhu Shi, and she imprisoned the emperor and reversed the reforms. Now, the Chinese Revolution 1911. So the people protested against the Manchu king. The disintegration of Manchu dynasty began the death of the Dowager Empress in 1908. The new emperor Pu Yi, the new emperor Pu Yi, Puyii, the new emperor Pu Yi, that is Puyii, name of the emperor, was only 2 years old. Because of that, the provincial governors began to assert their independence. In October 1911, the local army mutinied and the revolt spread. The provincial governors removed the Manchu garrison and proclaimed their independence. So during this time, already there were middle class leaders, particularly Dr. Sun Yat-sen was one among them. He was the famous in that time. And on hearing this news about that in the newspaper, through the newspaper in USA. So when the protested against Manchu kings, this time Dr. Sun Yat-sen was in USA. He came to know that is the Chinese people or the common people protested against this. So he immediately came to Shanghai and was immediately elected provincial president of the new Chinese Republic. So immediately when he came from there, they had the election. In the election, Dr. Sun Yat-sen was elected as the president of the new Chinese Republic. Now we'll see about Dr. Sun Yat-sen, 1866 to 1925. He born in a poor family near Canton. Dr. Sun Yat-sen, the father of modern China, was educated in a mission school and became a Christian. He was then trained as a doctor of medicine in Hong Kong. In 1905, he founded in Tokyo the political party which in 1912 became the Kuomintang or the National People's Party. So he founded the political party in 1911 in Tokyo that was called as Kuomintang Party or National People's Party. Dr. Sun Yat-sen principles were nationalism, democracy, socialism as the ultimate project. So he had the principles, 3 principles, which were nationalism, democracy, socialism as the ultimate object of Dr. Sun Yat-sen. Now, Kuomintang and Chiang Kai-shek is the subtitle. Kuomintang and Chiang Kai-shek is the title. After the death of the Dr. Sun Yat-sen, the Kuomintang leader was Chiang Kai-shek. Kuomintang was started by founder was Dr. Sun Yat-sen. After the death of the Sun Yat-sen, Kuomintang party was under the hands of Chiang Kai-shek. The communists increased their influence among the workers and peasants and obtained recruits for their army. So in the Communist Party or the Chiang Kai-shek Party or Kuomintang National Party, under them in the party, the communists increased their influence among the workers and peasants and obtained recruits for their army. The Kuomintang represented the interest of the landlords and capitalists. So, Kuomintang party was supported by the landlords and the capitalists. In 1928, Chiang Kai-shek was successful in capturing Peking. Once again, there was a central government in China under the head of the Chiang Kai-shek. Competition between Chiang Kai-shek and Mao Zedong, Maotzedong was the name of the revolutionary. He also one among the revolutionary in China. He also was a famous person. So competition between Chiang Kai-shek and Mao Zedong. Mao had understood that the Kuomintang, that is National Party, Chinese party grip on the towns was very strong. So he concentrated his energy on organizing the peasantry. A few hundred communists led by Mao retreated into the wild mountains. In the mountain, the Mao Zedong and supporters stayed for 7 years. In the mountain, he developed his party. The party was gradually growing. The Kuomintang was unable to penetrate the mountains. The campaign against the communists was distracted as Chiang Kai-shek. Due to the development of the Mao Zedong, Chiang Kai-shek was let down. So due to that, and also during this time, Japan also gave threatening to the Chiang Kai-shek and also attacks from the war by the lords. Long March 1934. Mao Zedong wanted to move out of Hunan for safer territory. By 1933, Mao had gained full control of the Communist Party. So Chiang Kai-shek defeated. Now Mao Zedong became the head of the Communist Party. In 1934, the Communist army of about 1 lakh people set out on long march. This march became famous. Of 1 lakh people who set out, only 20,000 people finally reached northern Shenai late in 1935. After crossing nearly 6,000 miles, they were soon joined by the communist armies. By 1937, Mao had become the leader of over 10,000 million people. So he conducted the long march by the 1 lakh people, and finally in 1937 he became the leader of the communist people, nearly with the support of the 10 million people. Finally, the establishment of People's Republic of China under the leadership of Mao Zedong was a world-shaking event. There were now 2 mighty communist parties in the world, that is USSR and People's Republic of China, that is Soviet Union. USSR, it means Soviet Union, and People's Republic of China. So these are the 2 major communist powers in the worldwide.